Are you a music creator always feeling stuck in your music creation process, or always find yourself striving for perfection and just never like finishing your music because it doesn't feel quite right? What if I told you the key to unlocking your creativity and achieving success as a music creator is actually in the quantity of your output and not just the quality? Would you believe me? In this video, we'll explore why it's so important to just simply finish your songs. Finish, start, finish, and call it done. And why embracing your imperfections or your mistakes can actually lead to breakthroughs in your music and creation process. Some of the greatest musicians in history and creators in general in history, like Picasso, Mozart, and Prince, they all believed in creating in quantity, hundreds, thousands of pieces of art, songs, paintings, and not always waiting for perfection. They're just always working, always striving to finish, always working, making time to complete songs, complete paintings. So many music creators, songwriters, music producers struggle to finish their songs, their tracks, because they want everything to be perfect. They want the perfect mix. They want the perfect this, perfect that. But the truth is, it's more important just to get in the habit of finishing songs. Even if it's not perfect, it'll never be perfect. The perfection is in learning how to finish the song. Learning to be okay with there's nothing more to say, or there's nothing more you can do to make the song better. There's a muscle to build in learning how to finish music. There's studies that have shown why a creative person needs to just learn to finish their pieces of work, be it a song, be it artwork, be it a book, be it an essay. There are several reasons why it's essential to learn how to finish songs. Firstly, it helps you to develop your creative skills by giving you a chance to see a project through from start to finish. Secondly, it allows you to get feedback on your work, be it positive or negative. It's what you need. You need feedback, which can help you to grow and improve. And finishing songs gives you a sense of accomplishment. We have these big lofty goals as artists to be whatever it is, be it a million streams, be it a top 10 hit on the billboards. I mean, we all have these beautiful lofty big goals in our music career, but sometimes you have to just break these down into little doable, realistic goals to build the confidence and build yourself up to these big lofty goals. If the big dream and big goal is the only thing that's going to make you happy, it's going to be a tough road. So finishing these songs gives you a sense of accomplishment, and it helps you build that confidence, and it gives you motivation along the way, and it inspires you. It keeps you going. Sometimes you just need to get the songs to 80% to get that 110% return on the song. You're gonna get so much more feedback on 50 songs that you put out than that one song that you think is perfect. If you get 50 songs out there, you're gonna get a lot more rounded feedback on things you can improve on, or things that worked, things that didn't. You know, in this part of the game, quantity is huge. Quantity is a big part of this. If the market can only judge you on one song, and that was your perfect song, it's not much to go on. But if there's 50 songs to really see and really help you hone down your sound, it's not only going to help you because you've completed 50 songs. You're obviously going to be way better after you finish 50 songs than just doing one song or two songs or three songs. 50 songs will really let you know what you're good at, what you need help at, what you should collab on with other people to help you in certain areas that maybe you're good at making the beat, you're good at a melody, but you need someone to help you with the lyrics, or vice versa. You're really good at lyrics, but you can't really think of, cool, catchy melodies or a hook. That just getting done and finishing songs will help you understand where you need to improve or where you're actually amazing at, and you can hone those skills better. So again, sometimes just getting your song to 80% will actually get you the 110% return that you want. Playing it for your friends and family is not really gonna give you the non-biased opinions that you would get from the market. When someone plays something for me and the friend, I tell them how I feel, but you're not real blunt about it, right? If you want that honest feedback, you got to play it for those 1,000 people that have no idea who you are or care who you are. And you're not going to get that without just getting the songs done and getting them out there and open yourself to feedback and criticism. The feedback can come from everywhere, but it should come from the open market. I mean, obviously you're going to play it for your fellow, music producers, friends, musicians, artists. You're gonna play it for them and see how they react to it. But at the end of the day, you know, they're not the ones buying your music. The ones that are gonna buy your music is the open market. And that's who you need to get your honest feedback from. Another reason you want this feedback is the objectivity. As a creator, it can be easy to get attached to your work and become blind to its flaws, or even blind to its amazingness. I always start something and I get numb to it, but then I'll take a break or come back to it 2 weeks later. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. I like it, you know, and you just get numb to it. So you can also get numb to the overall finished song. So you need to get it out there for some objectivity from the open market, or from people who are hearing it from the first time, zoomed out on it and hearing it as a whole product, finished product. And the feedback allows you to gain a fresh perspective on your music and really identify areas that need improvement. You know, when you're doing a painting, you get all close up on it and you lose kind of perspective of what the overall picture is supposed to look like. And when you zoom out or you squint at it, then you kind of see the whole painting as what it's supposed to see. You're supposed to see it as the first time. Same thing with a song. You get so caught up in that one chord change or that one melody area, that one lyric, and you just kind of totally lose focus of what the whole song is supposed to sound like. And you need that feedback. Completing songs helps that. I always am open to criticism, and you know, obviously you're gonna get the trolls and haters, but you know, the way I looked at it was, if no one's hating on you, you're not really doing anything. And so I am always open to people hating on it or trolling. But if you sift through, you know, the people who are just looking for attention, you always find really good comments that you can use, and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, you know. And a lot of people really care and want to give you some honest feedback and maybe things that they honestly think that can make your music better. And through that interaction, you develop this really good connection with your audience, with your fan base. I mean, at the end of the day, you're doing this all for yourself. Obviously, you're making music that makes you feel good. But I mean, if no one's buying it or no one's streaming it, then, you know, maybe we should be open to a little bit of criticism and figure out maybe there's some things we can improve on. But, you know, the feedback from your fans or potential fans can help you, you know, if you take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that, and add it to what is important to you or what you want to make, it may make for a better product. Receiving feedback also leads to collaboration opportunities from other artists, other music producers, other songwriters. It can lead to opportunities, and it can help you connect with other like-minded individuals and create new music together. But the main thing is, by finishing songs, you'll start to develop a confidence in finishing, and that is sometimes the hard, and that's what this video is about. That's sometimes the hardest thing for us as music creators. Is this, we get inspired and we start something, and then we're like, and it's always this 40%. It's never, you know. Get it to 80, get it to 80%, and you're good. You know, get it to imperfect. Imperfect is okay. Just get it done, finish it, put it out, move to the next one. If you feel like there's no more you can do on it, move on, you know, but get it done. Learn to finish, get in the habit of finishing your songs. We got to get used to understanding that quantity has a lot to do with it. Quantity is very important. If you look at all the great artists, from different fields, it was always about quantity. We never heard about, you know, the hundreds of sketches that Picasso did that are just horrible, or the thousands of sketches and the hundreds of paintings. You just remember the important, famous ones. But it took him thousands of paintings to get to that, you know, 10 most important paintings of his life. And that happened with quantity. He once said, inspiration exists, but it has to find you working. Picasso understood the importance of consistently creating and finishing his artwork, no matter the quality. It was always about quantity. It was always about consistently creating. Always be creating. And finish your artwork, finish your songs. He made thousands of paintings. He experimented with a bunch of different mediums. So as us as musicians, we are experimenting with different genres. We're experimenting with different instruments, different styles, different tempos. And, you know, despite being known for his masterpieces, Picasso created many works that were considered failures. But he didn't let that stop him from continuing. He understood that quantity is going to get him to his masterpieces. Valuable lesson for us as music creators, that it's important to remember that not every piece you create will be a masterpiece, will be a hit song. And that's okay. The act of consistently creating and finishing your songs or your artwork is what leads to growth and improvement as an artist, as a songwriter, as a music producer. The act of creating and finishing is what's going to bring you to your hit song, to your masterpiece. Of course, one of our greats, Prince, another musician, well, not just, I mean, an iconic songwriter. The guy played every instrument and he could hold his own with that instrument. He didn't just dabble, he could hold his own in many instruments. And the main thing is that guy just created. He understood the importance of quantity over perfection, and that was Prince. Throughout his whole career, Prince was known for his just ridiculous output of music. He released like 30 studio albums and I don't even know how many singles, but 30 studio albums, and he recorded, you know, multiple songs in a day, start to finish. His whole approach to creativity was just to keep experimenting, keep finishing, keep doing songs and explore new sounds without worrying about the perfectionism of each one or each individual track. He just wanted to create and just let it go through his body and that's how he knew he was going to come out with hits. Just get out the doo-doo and get the hits out. I don't believe in waiting for inspiration. I believe in getting up and starting the work. And it makes a lot of sense. If you're just waiting for inspiration, it's not really going to happen. You have to go in there and let the world, let the universe know that you're creating, and open the doors and let it in, let it happen. I super believe Prince's work ethic and dedication to his constantly creating and releasing new music was a huge, or probably the biggest factor in his success. You know, we look at Prince now as an icon, and he is, but I'm sure there was a bunch of talented people in that circle that was just as good as him at some point. But because he just did so much and did so much output, he just became so much better because he just made 100 more songs, 1,000 more songs, and just practiced more. He just quantity, and he just became Prince because of that. Prince was able to continually evolve his sound and push the boundaries and what was possible in music because he just built that confidence and kept making music, kept finishing. So the lesson I take from Prince and his approach was consistent creation and just explore different things. And it can only lead to great success. Even if every piece of work isn't perfect, with every completed song, you've learned something, you got better at something. It's more important to keep creating and experimenting than to wait for the perfect idea or the perfect sound to come along. Another one, look at Lil Wayne, one of the greatest rappers ever to do it. And he is an example of a musician who is all about quantity and the importance of finishing music. Wayne has probably, I don't know his catalog, but he has done countless albums every year, countless mixtapes, countless singles, countless collaborations. I mean, that guy has been everywhere, right? I've heard him say a bunch of times in interviews that he records several songs in a day and then chooses the best one to release. And his approach to creativity is to keep creating and putting out music without getting too hung up on the perfectionism, just like Prince. Same thing. And that's kind of the attitude we should take. Like, don't be so hard on ourselves. Don't aim for perfection on each song. Just complete it though, you know? Don't just start. It's like as a kid when we used to get a coloring book and you would just start coloring that one page, but you would never finish it. You go to the next page and start coloring. We can't do that anymore. We gotta start coloring that one page and finish it. And then, you know, we learn so much how to color that one page if we finish it before we move to the next one. It's exciting to move to the next one, and sometimes we get bored of that first one and we want to move to the next, but we have to learn how to finish songs. That's part of the discipline of a music creator. So the lesson I take from Wayne is, like the previous Picasso and Prince, is just to always consistently be creating, and just the more output you do, the more output can lead to success. Even if not every piece of work is perfect, it's more important to keep creating and experimenting and just go for it. I think another great example of consistency pays off would be Mozart. Mozart as most of us know, was a prolific composer. He created over 600 works in his relatively short life. He was known to be able to produce large volumes of high quality music, even under intense time constraints. He understood the fundamentals of consistency, consistently creating and experimenting with ideas, regardless if you think they're perfect or not. By allowing his ideas to flow freely and not putting too much pressure on himself, Mozart was able to produce incredible amounts of music. And this music has obviously stood the test of time. And you know, there's a lot of songs, well, I should say compositions that he's created that we've never heard of, or we don't prefer, but it took those hundreds of compositions to get to those masterpieces that we listen to still today. And the lessons, again, from Mozart's approach is that consistent creation and experimentation can lead to incredible results. Even if it's not a masterpiece or you don't think it's a masterpiece now, it's so important to finish those songs and keep creating, and the ideas just will keep coming. It's like a muscle. The more you do, the more it'll come, the faster you can call upon it. And you can't wait for the perfect inspiration to strike. It's just, you have to keep going at it. You can't take a shower once a year and expect to stay clean. It's an everyday thing. You can't expect to go to the gym once a month and keep those muscles. I mean, well, for me, it's an every other day thing, but I don't know if I got those muscles. But you know, like bodybuilders, they're in there daily. So it's same thing for us as music creators. We have to create daily. We have to be on a regimen, and we have not only be on a regimen, we have to be on a regimen of finishing songs and putting them out there in the market. So I believe finishing your music is the key to unlocking the full potential you have as a music creator. By embracing the power of quantity and consistency, you'll start to see transformation in the way you work and in your career. And if you ever find yourself stuck, remember the wise words of one of my favorite artists, painters, Salvador Dali. He said, "Have no fear of perfection, you'll never reach it." I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in to All Things Music, and I hope to see you on the next video. All right, take care.